Siddharth Singh of the BJP, Randeep Singh Surjewala of the Congress, Mehboob Beg of the National Conference and Pavan Verma of the JDU. Now, Mr. Surjewala, the current government, many people are saying, has been forced to come out with a 10-point agenda more because of the failings of the previous government. The 10-point agenda is not just a broad blueprint to revive policy and the state of the economy, but something that the central government has been compelled to do due to issues like poor growth, policy paralysis, differences within ministries, infrastructure delays, inconsistencies in policies, among myriad other failings of the UPA-1. On that accusation, would you at least concede guilty before we proceed?
Absolutely not. I think UPA did stellar work. It's good that the current government is determined and keen to carry on good work for the country. As a citizen of India and as a member of the Indian National Congress, we welcome any move to strengthen infrastructure, any move to ensure that there is better accountability of bureaucracy and political executive to people of India, any move to ensure that the necessary thrust that UPA ensured in the sectors like energy, education, health is carried forward with equal vigor. After all, that is in the interest of the nation, and we sincerely hope that they will follow it up with concrete action, because actionable points are specific determinants as also responsibility of individual fixation as to who is going to do what. You know that as an editor, I know that as an individual. That is what is also required to be done in the government. They have put up an agenda. I hope they will follow it up with meaningful.
Just a minute. No, I want to say this. Today, at least let the Congress party note that they have been given the first word. Because I just want to say one thing, Siddharth, I see your hand go up there. Had Mr. Surjewala tonight on the Newshour said, I at least concede that the government was a mess and that their 10 points have nothing to do with our 10 failings, I would not have drawn Mr. Surjewala into a specific debate. But Mr. Surjewala has refused to concede. And therefore, now we will go point by point by point. And point number one of the 10 points tonight, because I think we'll have to be specific now, build up confidence in the bureaucracy so they do not fear or face consequences. Now, I know hundreds of examples. I'd like to get any of the other panelists in right now. UPA government, so many instances when the bureaucrats were compelled to speak out about political interference in their day-to-day functioning. Their independence was stifled when they dared to speak out. They were threatened with transfer. Complaints on the part of the ministers they worked under. Examples are clear. Former Coal Secretary P.C. Parekh, Health Secretary Keshav Desiraju. The culture of intimidation and fear by political bosses was rife, was it not? Who would I want to go to next? Siddharth, would you like to come in, or would Pavan Verma like to come in on this? Because we'll now then get point by point.
Well,
on point one, yes, and
Arnab,
be specific.
There is a direct case of the CBI being interfered by the law minister himself and changing the affidavit and tweaking the affidavit which was to go submitted to the Supreme Court. There have been many instances where the bureaucracy was penalized if they wanted to take, and therefore a system was prevailing, and we all know in the media and otherwise a policy paralysis was being spoken, and the ministers, because they were being blamed for corruption which was not their domain, it was being done at the ministers level or at the higher ups in the Congress, but the bureaucracy was penalized, so they decided not even to sign the file. So there was a policy paralysis, and for this it is important the new government takes it forward. You need to develop a morale booster for them and give them the confidence that they will not be penalized.
And look at the language. You see, what's
innovative ideas also.
And look at the language. I am surprised tonight that on not one of the 10 points did Mr. Surjewala begin by saying, I concede guilty. Because then now we'll have to get more specific. What did Jairam Ramesh call the bureaucracy? What did he call the bureaucracy? Pavan Verma, let me quote. Jairam Ramesh called the Indian bureaucracy the world's most dangerous animal. He said on March 2013, he said the world's most dangerous animal is the Indian bureaucracy. One needs immense strength to deal with it. Mr. Verma, at least on that score, what would you say to Mr. Surjewala about the UPA government's record, which is so defensive about?
Let me say, बहुत echo है. Let me say, Arnab, that I welcome this 10-point agenda. and I think its focus is fairly well honed. I just want to raise three general points with you and with Siddharth ji. First of all, there is the BJP manifesto before us and a platform of governance on development on which Mr. Modi has won a handsome victory. I wanted to understand what was the reason for this 10-point agenda now, although many of its points are extremely good, including the e-auctioning of government assets and other statements of intent. Because my worry is that if after the whole canvas of government is of governance is before the government, why is it focusing on some sectors only? For instance, I ask you, why is agriculture not mentioned? Now, agriculture is the sector which employs the largest number of the people with the lowest growth rates. It is urgently needing a revamp. It is not mentioned as a priority sector. Why
That's true. Why is it kept out?
For which the whole nation is waiting. Why is it the whole nation is waiting for panacea to price inflation? Nothing is mentioned. The third thing, Arnab, is that if you are outlining priority sectors, why are jobs not mentioned? The manufacturing sector, labor-intensive manufacturing sector to create more jobs. I have only a question. I am not making a critique.
I get your point.
And the last thing, Arnab, is I don't believe in these 100 days agendas. Let not this government fall into that trap. It has got a mandate for 5 years of governance. Why 100 days and not 6 months? You have a job to do. Don't fall into these traps and don't start making smaller lists out of
let me answer
you. Because then the question arises, why are you including this and excluding something else? I raise this as questions.
Well, let me put this to Mr. Pavan Verma ji. Pavan Verma ji, these are the 10 points. Why we needed to bring it up? I think the Arnab has already started the debate that it was required because last 10 years all these points which are simple, very simple for governance, and they are not rocket science, but unfortunately all these points were missing in the last government. And let me also now add, these are the 10 points which are not area specific or sector specific, like you mentioned agriculture. These are the 10 points which is required for any good governance in any department. Now, let me put this, I would rather say these 10 points are the rapid governance. Rapid is responsiveness, accountability, professionalism, integrity, and the last is discipline.
But you can't say they are not sector specific. Sorry, Siddharth. Siddharth, no, 1 minute, Siddharth. What are you saying? How can you say they are not sector specific? Point number 3 is education, health, water, energy and roads will be a priority. That's sector specific. What do people want to hear? Pavan Verma is saying prices, agriculture and jobs will be a priority. He wants to hear that.
I'll tell you, when you talk about infrastructure, and Pavan Verma ji also understand, you also understand, infrastructure is not only building roads, it is not bricks and mortars. The infrastructure also means putting canals, irrigation, dams, that is related to the agriculture sector, rural roads. All these things are requirements for agriculture. It gives a boost to the agriculture sector. When you talk about economy, it doesn't mean that you're not talking about inflation.
No, agriculture is big enough to deserve a mention on its own.
Restore economy, it includes everything.
Why are you getting into explanations? You have no need.
You asked
I'm not getting into an explanation. I'm just trying to clear with the confusion you're trying to create.
I'm not creating confusion. I'm asking a question.
My question is to Mehboob Beg now.
So I've answered that question.
No, my question is to Mehboob Beg. In fact, tonight, I give the award of attempting to the best deflection of issue award to Pavan Verma. In this entire year, there is not one Newshour panelist who has so successfully tried to deflect the issue as Pavan Verma, and with such innocence. Mr. Pavan Verma so innocently tries to deflect the issue, which tells me that the JDU has now begun batting for the Congress party. Mehboob Beg, will you also try to do that? Or will you admit?
Draw your inferences.
No.
Why are you saying I'm deflecting the subject?
Because you're providing covering fire for a person called Randeep Surjewala tonight. No, question is, you're providing covering fire for Randeep.
The fact that it's a good statement of intent.
No. See, what is our question tonight? Mr. Verma, what is our question tonight? No, Mr. Verma, what is my question tonight?
Some and exclude others.
No, sir, what is my question tonight? My question tonight is a question that is this 10 points also got to do with the mess up of the UPA? For example, let's take Mehboob Beg, point number 3, education, health, water, energy, roads will be a priority. Now, even you will admit, despite being a loyal Congress supporter, that the Congress-led government messed up each of these sectors. Just finished these sectors. Left India in a situation where despite, for example, huge coal deposits, our annual production is way short of our demand. We have to import 152 million tons of coal in 2014. Our head hangs in shame at the fact that we had a coal scam which contributed, among other things, to this. I mean, I can go on and on with the facts, but you will admit on all these facts, undoing the mistakes of the Congress government has become as big a challenge as setting your own agenda. Mr. Beg, no, I'll come to you, Randeep.
Because to undo everything that UPA did in the fashion that you propose is perhaps unjust and unfair. And let me give you just 2 figures of 2 specific sectors.
So I can give you also 10 figures.
The health sector, in the 10th plan of 2002-7, spending was merely 60,000.
What?
In the 12th 5-year plan, it's 300,000 crores, 2012 to 2017. In education, sector that you mention as that UPA has messed up.
Messed up badly.
Spending in 10th plan was merely 43,000. It has gone up to 600,000.
No, this is where you make a mistake.
35 new central universities.
Come on, Mr. Surjewala, you are such an experienced politician.
7 new All India Institute of Medical Sciences.
No, I can. Okay.
Many new in.
Should we debate?
I'm very happy.
I'm very happy
that
to debate.
Bharatiya Janata Party is trying to carry forward the agenda very good for the country. But please do not, with all humility at my command, berate the stellar achievement that India has done.
Yeah, stellar.
It's not UPA alone. India achieved that.
I think we should spend some time on this. Mr. Beg, I'm coming to you. Let the BJP counter. I'm coming to you after that.
Arnab, let me remind Mr. Surjewala the credit that he is taking of the aims. It was started, tendering was started in 2002 during the BJP NDA regime, and you could complete only in 2011, 12 or 13. You took so many years, and that is the reason when we say delivery is going to be given an importance, means the money which is wasted because of the delays will not be allowed to do, because it costs the exchequer, it's add to many things of to the fiscal deficit and other aspects of the financial relationship.
Randeep, it's not a bilateral debate. No, it's not a bilateral debate. It's not a bilateral debate. Let Mehboob Beg come in, please.
No, I'm not going to do a bilateral.
No, let Mehboob Beg come in. Let me come in, let Mehboob Beg come in. Both of you. Because once both of you...
Mr. Surjewala, my facts are all right.
No. You are
even in the bureaucracy, you're forgetting you victimized your own officer in Mr. Khemka in Haryana.
Mr. Singh, just 1 minute. I'll tell you one thing.
Well, I only hope you are not going to start with empowering bureaucracy by promoting now GL Singhal, whom you reinstate.
Oh, no, that's deflecting.
Hope that's not the way we are going to empower
Mr. Surjewala, you want the deflecting award, runner-up position? 1 second, please. No, I'm not going to let you do that. No deflections tonight. No ducks, no deflections. Mehboob Beg. Randeep Singh Surjewala says... No. Let Mehboob Beg come in. Mehboob Beg. Randeep Singh Surjewala says tonight all our figures are wrong. All these are very unfair allegations. Now I'll tell you. He talks about
Arnab.
Okay, you want to okay, fine. So is this blueprint a response to the mess of the UPA, Mehboob Beg?
Arnab, I thought election process was over. I think we should come out of this now. We are not on an election campaign. It's all over. Now, new government has started doing what it wants to do. No, Arnab, they have come out with 10-point formula. It's good. we have to say what happens. They have to walk the talk now, and we'll be able to comment on it only after 100 days.
10 points
question is about whether they can deliver on the promises they have made.
Are these 10 points?
Let's see. Because
No. We'll get into that. That we'll see. But are these 10 points?
That talking is all right. The question is whether they can deliver on these 10 points. If they can deliver, it's good.
That we'll know after about a year. But what I'm asking tonight is, are these 10 points a response to the horrible management of the country by the previous government on issues like healthcare, roads, education, power? Would you at least admit?
No, this is, Arnab, this is how the new government wants to go about things. So let's see. As I said, we have
why are you avoiding my question?
See, if they can do it, it's good. No, you can't put your words into my mouth.
No,
That's
I'll
how
give you one
feel.
example.
That's not the way we feel about it.
No, you may not feel okay. So let's get into facts. Let's get Randeep Surjewala into a specific debate which he wants to avoid. Healthcare, for example, Mr. Surjewala is very proud of the healthcare record of the UPA government. The World Health Organization says there should be one doctor per 1,000 or 1,100 people. India has one doctor per 1,700 citizens after 10 years of your government. I don't have to say more. Education, Mr. Surjewala. You keep parroting the same line, we got the Right to Information Act, Right to Information Act. We have, after 10 years of the UPA government, should I tell you the figure? We have a shortfall of 1.5 million trained teachers.
I gave you no.
This is the reality.
Mr.
Power,
Goswami,
power, for example, last point to you, power.
RTE.